I think I will support what you have just said. If you have a suspicion, as far as I'm concerned, that there is infidelity from your spouse, the woman, let's be specific now, I will advise you to do a paternity test. The legal reason that, in my opinion, that I'm saying this is because I know that under Scottish law, that as a parent, if you are not doing your parental duties, as a father, if you are not doing your parental duties, you can be forced by the courts to do it.
Yeah, but it's not peculiar to Scotland, even in Nigeria, US, or UK, anywhere. There is a responsibility for a man to take care of his children.
Exactly. But as a parent who is not the father, the court cannot force you to take care of another man's child.
Yeah.
That's only when he's identified.
Yeah, so that's why the earlier the better. And in as much as you are suspecting that, hey, this woman that I'm calling my wife is not faithful to me, go and do a paternity test.
Now, the point you raised is a very valid point. But at some point, some of the stories I've had are usually the cases of the first child.
Oh, yeah.
These wives were already pregnant, few weeks, disengaging from their ex and walking into marriage. I'll tell you one.
You're very correct about that. Majority of the cases is usually the first child, and I'll tell you the reason for that.
And the reason. So at that time, the issue of suspicion you are raising becomes very, very difficult. I had a very, very funny experience. I had a very good friend when we were in the university. Very good friend. I was in Imo State University then. He was in Futo studying, and he was going out with my cousin, a female cousin. I was the link man. He would come to my house, and this girl would come to there, and I would go on exile for them. You know what you mean? When you go on exile for a roommate.
So you are facilitating the whole show.
Well, they were two consenting adults. Now, it happened the day this girl was doing her traditional wedding. This my friend came around. I don't know, for some strange reasons, the house is just 2 houses away from the lady that was getting married. This my friend came, and this lady, with all the things happening in her traditional marriage, found time to sneak out to come and see this my friend.
Are you serious?
Yes, and
was the friend the ex?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, we're coming to that. We are saying, well, it wasn't even the ex until the marriage. So she was even still the boyfriend. While the marriage was, they were doing the marriage.
Okay, there's no way they will see each other without a union.
Now, you know that for my moral upbringing, my Chineke, I said, this is not going to happen under my watch. I said, this
so you refuse to go on exile?
I refused to go on exile. Like, I don't think you are okay. So imagine him there, if I had gone on exile for them.
If you had allowed the union to occur.
Let me tell you my own experience based on this. Because as a matter of fact, you see, whenever this particular idea of paternity fraud is very, very common among people who have exes. And you see this word they call bestie. Beware of that. You understand? If you see a lady who say, now I usually tell people be very careful with ladies who have too many male friends surrounding them. Yeah. And you're getting married to that particular person. You have to know your stance in that particular relationship. Now, let me tell you something here.
What's bestie?
Now, this is the common word.
If somebody is of the opposite sex, your boyfriend.
No. They use the word loosely. Let me tell you how that bestie stuff starts. It's just a random guy who is more of he's like a girl established the father. I'm in a romantic relationship with this particular person. Maybe it's somebody who is higher than her in status. Let me just say, for instance, she's a student, and this guy, she's dating a working class guy who is higher than her in status, provide resources. Remember, one of the reasons why this paternity fraud, sometimes ladies don't end up marrying the man they really want to have the baby for, is because maybe the guy they're in love with and having too much romantic relationship with is not financially capable. So then I have another particular person. Maybe he has one default. Maybe he's not handsome enough, or maybe he's not performing well in bed. Because ladies need 4 things to actually meet a man. Yeah, 4 things. They need money, they need energy, and someone who gives them that energy, they need attention, they need time.
Yeah.
So
What do you mean by somebody who gives them that energy? Is it in terms of the baby?
let me tell you something about energy. Let me tell you, this is something you guys, because this is another lecture I usually understood before, even before I actually got married. You understand? That energy, masculine energy I'm talking about, that men exude, is not, and men need to keep that masculinity that attracts, the women from afar, they actually sense that, and they will actually get attracted to you.
But you seem to be an expert in this female.
I am an expert. Why would I can't be a person expert. I don't really judge. I don't really judge the men. I don't. You sometimes. You could look at the men's ray. You're all expert. Actus reus sometimes is what we are looking at. But sometimes look at the intent. Why do ladies have to cheat on their spouses to actually have this thing? It's because there's something they are lacking, and they go for that particular person. And this particular ex-boyfriend they have, they actually get attracted to this particular person. And for a lady to actually get married, as long as Africa or Nigeria is, the first thing you actually look at for that man is resources, and that's money.
Now,
and whenever they are dating a boyfriend, they're having a boyfriend, maybe that guy gives them too much attention. Because men who give so much attention like that, probably they don't have anything they're doing. Yeah, they don't have. They have time. They have time. They have time for you. They don't have time for anything that's gonna bring money into their account. So ladies really love that. Now, if you actually give them that, then they now actually see a higher person in the status. They don't really like that person romantically, like the way they like their boyfriend. Now, their boyfriend could be a bad boy. Because most ladies at a young stage actually like bad boys, guys who actually go a long way to take risks. But they know deep inside of them that this guy can't be the father of my child. I'm just giving this. They don't want to have a family with that man, but somehow they really love him for every other thing he provides. Then they now say, okay,
they love you for the bad reasons.
For all the bad reasons, maybe the guy probably gives them hype or probably lasts longer in bed, all those kind of reasons that doesn't really make sense. But they actually put all those things. Yeah. So yeah, last longer. They do a lot of stuff.
But can I ask, in this our site?
Yes.
Can you say that people should go and do DNA tests on their kids?
See, sometimes this is a question that's ongoing right now. There is a petition online that they were saying that men, they should sign a petition that paternity test should be compulsory at childbirth. You understand? I will not sit down here to say it should be a must. I'm saying it should be made available. You understand?
What is your reason for that?
Yeah, because sometimes when you actually enforcing that particular stuff, you actually have to take a look at the legal structure of that particular country.
Now, let me understand. I'm totally against it.
Against it becoming compulsory?
Yes, at birth.
Yeah, well, I am not against it, but I want it to be available. So I will not actually do that.
Especially for the first, I would argue, I would argue against it, making it compulsory for the first child.
No. I've done a test where the last child was the particular person.
I wouldn't encourage it or support it being done for the first child of the family for one or two reasons I'm going to put forward. You know, the Bible says at the time of ignorance that we might be forgiven.
When you use the Bible, I was looking.
It's a reference, and which is true.
Yeah, at the time of ignorance, we may be forgiven. It could have been a very innocent act. Innocent in quotes. I can tell you, all of us in this studio, nobody got married as a virgin.
Do virginity count for men?
No, I'm just laying a foundation. Nobody.
I wish a female was here. Maybe next one I need to bring a female and ask the question.
Nobody got married here as a virgin, and in the course of that, we did. We planted our white oak, found our wife.
I'm going to let you come now, but I'm going to say something about that.
Yeah. I will land on you when I'm landing.
Yeah. Now, I have a lot to say.
If you take it, for instance, a girl might be in a relationship a sexual relationship. He's having regular sexual intercourse because Hausa man one day went and knocked Ashawo, and Ashawo man was holding him on his trouser to pay him. Say, they sweet me, they sweet you, who go pay? So they sweet everybody. Now, they are in this relationship, and sometimes marriage takes very quickly. Somebody can come down from Lagos those days and go to Imo State University and grab one lady before he said they are married. And the young man he was dating in his class would go heartbroken. So in that interval, something could have happened, which wasn't intentional, which wasn't a paternity fraud. So exposing it at that time, I wouldn't want to go that way. It's better to let a sleeping dog lie.
I beg to disagree with that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I beg to disagree
Your
with that.
second reason. You said 2 reasons. Your second reason.
No, this one is sufficient enough. I don't think
Let me say something here because one, if I was expecting you to say one of the reasons could be financial issues, because not everybody has the resources to undergo paternity fraud. I've seen probably in rural areas where people are really struggling to feed, but they had a child, and the man being as as looking up to the wife to actually have a baby for him, and the man never knew he was impotent, and the lady had an idea, so she went outside, slept with someone to boost the man's ego, and brought the child to the man. We've seen that happen, and if, for instance, you tell this man that this child is not yours, even with emotional connection, connection and how much time and everything, emotion he had invested in the child, outside any other financial stuff. Not every man can actually have that money to pay.
Yeah, you are making my point.
That could be the only reason I could say I will not make it compulsory. But if that is taken care of, probably the government made it free.
So what is the reason?
It has to be.
I'll
give you a reason why.
Now,
let me say, I'm coming out to something. I'm arriving to something. I really looked at resources at the particular. But I have to tell you, it has to be compulsory.
Societal reason.
Okay,
social reason that he wants to.
Yes.
Whether he's serving any social good.
Yes.
I don't think so. It's only.
I disagree. I strongly disagree because, as someone who's a forensic expert, I disagree. For a man raising another man's child is wrong.
Is another man's child only when he's aware?
No,
And you are going
whether you're aware or not.
Is that not true?
No, why should you? No, you see, while you're looking at this man, put it under your own shoes too. You manage to say that I'm not trying to say you, but would you be happy that another man is somewhere sleeping with your wife and you are paying the bills and the woman brings the child to you and you keep paying the bills, then later in life, because even at that, it's only the fear of what sometimes these women you're looking at don't regret having that child outside. They're only regretting how people will react to it.
They don't have that.
And they're not bringing that. You don't pay all the resources.
I want to approach
waste all your resources on that particular child. After wasting your resources, then you now discover that child is not yours or the father of the child. Because this lady, trust me, if this particular man that actually
Dog, I don't want to use the word
become the biological father of that child, had more resources than she would never ever had married you before.